Today's episode is sponsored by our good friends at Famous Faces and Funnies located in Melbourne, Florida. Check out the link below and remember to check out our weekly Facebook online auctions. Along with our friends at Docking Bay 94 located in Boca Raton, Florida. Check out our website at comicsandgames.com, shipping nationwide. Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Codename Mewtwo Vero 2. Hi, I'm your presenter, Shabu RU. And in today's middle of the week episode, I thought it would be great to showcase another excellent offering by IDW. Now, if you've been a regular on this channel, you know that in the past year, IDW has reissued some iconic yearbooks and issues in a wonderful package to even impress and delight the hardcore G.I. Joe fans. This is basically a thank you letter to all the real G.I. Joe fans out there and this offering. I highly recommend watching the earlier episodes I did covering these IDW offerings just to get a complete background information about each of these offerings. It all started with this offering, the Complete Silent, which is essentially a reprint of issue number 21 and issue number 21.5, I guess, done by the late, great Jeremy Dale, who sadly passed away. Then it was followed by the Snake Eyes Origin, which essentially is a reprint of issue number 26 and 27. And of course, now we're going to start with the yearbooks. Yearbook number 1 was sent out, and again, each one has a little bit of extras that are included in each packages. And I again watched those episodes that are dedicated, and then we jumped on to yearbook number 2, and then finally we're on yearbook number 3. Now, yearbook number 3 has a little bit more special meaning in the sense that it is picking up after the iconic issue number 21. But again, I just love how IDW is offering these to G.I. Joe fans and how each one is definitely worthwhile collecting. Even if you have them, the original Marvel versions, they're worth every penny. So this month, IDW decided to surprise the G.I. Joe fan base with a reprint of yearbook number 3. Now, all hardcore G.I. Joe fans know that the reprint of this particular yearbook is significant, and it is because it's a continuation of the iconic issue number 21. So even if you are a newbie or a young person wanting to get into G.I. Joe, these IDW offerings is kind of like your gateway into the mythos that is of G.I. Joe. I highly recommend them to everyone. They're just IDW has done a home run job on these, and I highly recommend everyone, even if you have these iconic issues, to go back and pick them up. The quality that's been put into them, the high grade paper, that glossiness, it's just a wonderful package. And the fact that, IDW is, I know who runs IDW as far as we have Larry Hama, but the team behind Larry Hama, if you remember this community, there's so many names that are so important that they're real G.I. Joe fans. So you know that they put their heart and soul into these offerings for the fan base. So these also haven't been widely publicized that, this month we're releasing this. So check with your LCS, and if you haven't, see if you could order them online through IDW's channel, or contact your local comic shop. Maybe they could order it and bring it in the next month's shipment. It's just that once they're here, they're gone, and it is worthwhile. Even if you have all those issues and you're a hardcore fan, or you're an admin in a particular Facebook G.I. Joe Facebook group and think that you know everything, this is for everybody, and you're going to enjoy it. Again, another iconic silent issue, and ACC was a guest when we talked about this one, the Forgotten Silent, issue number 85. So again, these are the ones in the Marvel run, the 3 big silent issues in the Marvel run that you should definitely target and get. And in the IDW run, we showcase, I think, issue number 214 in the Death of Snake Eyes Saga. That was a silent issue, and I did a recap of that. Basically, it was an emotional one. So if you didn't see that episode, go back and watch that. That is really a punch in the gut because you see how the G.I. Joe team is burying the original Snake Eyes, and is heartfelt and touching. And of course, the latest silent issue is issue number 285, and that is, or 275. Yeah, basically the invasion into Springfield, where they have, they're trying to bail out or break out the Sean Collins, who's assumed the mantle of Snake Eyes, and Cobra Commander is going to use the brainwave scanner to try to like turn him around, but Cobra doesn't know that the original Snake Eyes had passed away. So definitely these are some issues you should, episodes you should watch if you haven't already. But getting these wonderful specials that IDW has been releasing is like a treat, because my LCS knows the famous Faces and Funnies and Docking Bay 94. They know that anything G.I. Joe, they're going to put aside for me. So to develop that relationship with your local comic shop, even at this stage in life, is really advantageous because you don't miss out on any of these wonderful offerings. All right, so here we are looking at the reprint of Yearbook number 3. And unlike my normal comic book recaps, with these yearbooks, I've just been flipping through them because, already Timmer from Half the Battle, Form BX 257, and Hooded Cobra Commander, I would go to them for their Marvel recaps. I basically handle the IDW stuff. But again, Roy Machado, the cover art, the original cover art he did in this is freaking amazing. And the Baroness there, pointing two barrels at Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, that's freaking badass. And again, this is a carbon copy reprint of the iconic Yearbook number 3. And I just love how, the feel, and I've been saying this on all the yearbooks, just getting this in that high gloss paper. We're a generation that loves tangible things, and just to feel that in your fingertips. And again, look at this amazing artwork for the Baroness. Just pops and shines in these pages again. And, the thing is with these reprints of these yearbooks, we often forget, and it's just cool to like break them out and compare the two and just reminisce about what a great issue this was. And again, this is a continuation of the silent issue. And that in itself is really significant because, the silent issue ended on that cliffhanger. So there was a lot of questions to go on. So, and then the Real American Hero jumped in with issue number 22 with, Destro dealing with the loss of the Baroness. So it's kind of cool to see this issue. The other cool thing is since I started doing this, I've gotten to befriend a lot of the people that work behind the scenes in IDW, and I know for a fact how hardcore G.I. Joe fans they are. So when they get together and put out these special stuff, they truly, truly meant it. This is not a PR stunt. This is not profit, whatever. I mean, this is purely a fan-for-fan effort, and that's what I love and support IDW's run on G.I. Joe. It's just a whole bunch of, from top to bottom, 5-star. And then at the end, the reveal of Scarlet as the Baroness. That was cool. I remember seeing that as a kid. All right, so here we're going to go with some of the extra stuff that they add. Again, this was also included in the yearbook, the original one as well. It's kind of cool rereading these passages again and remember, there was no internet back then, obviously, and this was your inside information. So you literally hung on every single paragraph. And again, this is my favorite part, the year in review that these yearbooks did. And we saw that in the second yearbook, and they did it in this one as well. But just going back in the year that was G.I. Joe and taking out panels from all the various issues, it's really cool. And again, that's why I tell a lot of these modern collectors that are interested in G.I. Joe, hey, get these yearbooks. This is the best way to, kind of, instead of investing all that time, it just gives you like the meat and potatoes of what the G.I. Joe Marvel series was all about. So I thought that was pretty cool. And of course, Serpentor's introduction, Storm Shadow coming back from the dead, everything leading up to the Cobra Civil War. Sergeant Slaughter's introduction. I mean, so many things happened in this year that was amazing. And again, these reprints of these yearbooks are great. If you don't have a whole collection of old GI Joe comics, going to the comic shop and picking up like 4 of these, from the ones I featured, yeah, there you go, right there. You don't need to like invest all that money and time. There's no point in doing that. For some of us, I have to do it because I do the comic recaps for the community, and helps with my research in IDW to go back and forth. But for the most part, it's senseless to allocate all that money and trying to recollect the Marvel run again. So, and even if you do have the entire, these are still worthwhile to get. I mean, case in point, I am delighted to have this again. It's just the quality of the paper, the overall feel of this book is just out of this world. Flipping through these pages, it's just wonderful, and I highly recommend. This thing fits into everybody's wheelhouse right then and there. So again, reach out to your LCS or go on IDW's website. Maybe if you want to call my local comic shop, Famous Faces and Funnies, they could still order. So if you're inclined to get one, you can't find anything, contact Famous Faces and Funnies. The link is down below, and I'm sure Rick and the whole team over there will help you out. And again, the artwork. The artwork on this paper really pops. I mean, that is what, as soon as it just pops right then and there. But anyway, that's what we have for this edition. I think overall this is a 5-star product. The cover is freaking awesome. Well, that should wrap up this episode of Codename Mewtwo Vero 2. But remember to like, share, and hit that subscribe button. Later in the week, we're going to do another PGX unboxing episode. And even if you're not into modern comics, or even if you're just a fan, I mean, the books that I'm going to go through are some books that you should have on your radar. I always feature the next best option. And in this series, you're going to see some books that you need to pick up now that could be potentially excellent investments down the road if you are collecting for that notion. But just being a fan, that's what this channel is about. So you're going to see some pretty cool shit is basically what I'm going to say. And I'm pretty excited. For one instance, I'm going to feature the 3rd appearance of Hulk that is starting to make some waves. We're going to talk about second appearance of Ghost Rider, 3rd appearance of Ghost Rider, and some other books that are really going to have an impact once their Marvel or Disney Plus streaming shows that they're allocated to comes to fruition. So remember to hit that subscribe button and join us in the next episode of Codename Mewtwo Vero 2. Have a good one.